Greetings, guys and gals. This is Jabberwock bringing you the best in esports. Today is Super Bowl Sunday, and this is StarCraft Brood War. Not the Shanahan Winners League, not the PDPup MSL, and not the Bacchus OSL, but again, a kind of tribute past video. Sorry for the bad video quality, but this video is only available in 360p, which makes it kind of fuzzy. Can't even make out what they're saying. But this is going to be GoRush versus NaDa in the 2005, maybe 2006. There's NaDa. YATGK MSL. Don't know exactly what that means, but this is going to be on Arizona, which is a 4-player map. Positions kind of staggered, but at the top, north, south, east, and west. At the 8 o'clock position, we have GoRush playing Zerg, and at the 2 o'clock position, we have NaDa as the purple Terran player. I cannot wait because NaDa, man, the genius Terran, needs no introduction, and he is freaking amazing. I love to watch NaDa play, and I really want OGS to take the team league, either OGS or Slayers, because NaDa and Boxer are definitely my favorite SC2 pro gamers of all time, since no other pro gamers, none of the Brood War guys have really switched over yet, besides a few select old school players, and some of the new school ones have, but they haven't really made that much of a name for themselves. I guess you could say Fruit Dealer and MC and Zerg Bomb, Nesty, but you know, I don't know. I guess that really kind of just made my point non-valid because all of them won the GSLs. But anyways, that's what I'm gonna say is NaDa and Boxer are my favorite. Remember to watch Boxer's Wing on Nevake's account. And it looks like Scout going out for GoRush, going to be scouting in the wrong direction, so probably gonna scout NaDa third. He is going for a fast expansion, which, as you can see, the difference between the 2001 with Boxer and Kingdom and this game is expansions started to become a little bit more frequent, a lot less frequent for Terran to go for expansions versus Zerg players especially, but they did do expansions nonetheless, and you can see how on these maps the choke points are just so easy to block off. That barracks I believe is almost a complete block off. SCV now going to go out. GoRush is going to see this, going to be like, you know what, he's right there. And there's some stats for the map Arizona. Can't really read them. It says one Terran. I don't know. I have no idea. Somebody versus Zerg. I think NaDa versus Zerg maybe. And then GoRush versus Terran. At any rate, that drone's not going to be able to get in. That's going to be complete block with that barracks there, especially with that Marine as well. Nothing is going to get through there. Meanwhile, GoRush has gone for his extractor as well as his spawning pool, so pretty standard play, even for modern PVZ, no, not PVZ, TVZ play. Factory going down for NaDa, probably going to go for some type of vultures, maybe some vulture harass. And I'm surprised that, well, I'm not surprised, but really what could happen is the Zerg player could double expand versus this type of build, especially because NaDa has kind of walled himself in. But obviously we're not going to see that because expansions were just kind of starting to get big at this point in the game. Another factory going down for NaDa as well. So it looks like NaDa is definitely going to opt to go for more of a one-base factory mech-ish type build. 4 Zerglings now out for GoRush, going to just be stationed at the front there, right on top of that creep. 1 kill on that Zerg, so it did kill off the SCV. First Vulture now is out. Overlord is able to scout this, as Vulture is probably going to be able to mine versus those Zerglings until the Zerglings get speed, but if NaDa gets some Vulture speed, he's going to be able to micro fairly well against those Speedlings. There's NaDa again, and NaDa is just an absolute class act, man. He's so well-mannered and just absolutely awesome to watch. If you watch the last Pro League Finals, he played a little celebrity match where it was like a relay match, and it was awesome watching him try to play Protoss rather. Vulture gets a scout in on the base, and you can see just how he's able to micro. Just the micro is just not as good though as it is currently. No offense to NaDa, but a lot of this types of strategies, I still think that they use the patrol move at this point in the game, but just a lot of the strategies and stuff, the game seems just a little bit slower for some reason. Back then than it is now. Now it's a little bit more fast-paced, a little bit more I don't even know. It just seems faster. Machine Chop was spinning, so we are probably going to see either Mines or Vulture Speed. I'm assuming, I don't know. He could go for Vulture Speed to try to micro against these Lings a little bit better. 4 Vultures now out, so it's definitely going to be something for Vultures. Sunken going up at the front, but is he going to be able to defend this? I have no idea. Drone going out. Possibly for a scout. Don't exactly know what that drone is doing, to be completely honest. Might be just a distractor to try to get more time for the second collies. The second collies might be able to morph just in the nick of time. Creep colony morphs in. Probably should make it into a second, but is not. Looks like NaDa might go in for the killer attack here. Drone's coming off the line to defend that second colony. Now is up. He's going to be able to defend against it fairly easily. It looks like Vulture Speed has just kicked in. The Vultures are going to be able to micro fairly well, but another block off with those Zerglings, and very, very nice job. Hydra's now out on the field. NaDa's gonna get scouted on the base at the very least, but this is probably gonna get cleaned up by GoRush, who is still playing, by the way, for Air Force Ace. Played his last match in the Pro League recently and lost. Sorry if that's a spoiler or not, but Vulture's still trying to get in. Probably not gonna be able to, as 3 hits on those Vultures are able to kill off. Or 3 hits on those Vultures are able to kill them off. Looks like a drone got picked off in the frenzy right there from that Vulture, and clicking on the Machine Chop, not exactly why. I didn't really see. Might have been spinning still. Might be going for something like Mines. But still, just that one base play from NaDa, just using just these Vultures. And I don't really like this play, especially now that there's Hydralisk at the front. This Vulture attack is being absolutely unsuccessful. Might be able to pick off a drone, but no. Just being able to pick off one of the Zerglings and getting his Vulture picked off. You can see that they are using headsets instead of the little earbuds with the like gun. The mufflers on the side is what they usually use. They use I don't really dampeners. I don't know what you really call them. I don't know. Who knows? But you guys know what I'm talking about. But they're just using headphones. I don't even think they're in boxes. No, they are in boxes. I think. Not entirely sure. Maybe when they show it again, they might see those game booths. At the very least, I don't think they have game booth girls, which are probably very, very jealous of the current players that they have those. But just, wow, sticking to this Vulture play, that's really, really interesting. I really don't like this move. I like the move from GoRush, though, not morphing that Creep Colony into a Sunken until he absolutely needs to. There goes the morph. Spire going up as well as an Armory, so NaDa might be ready for this, as he's going to be able to produce Goliaths, which are fairly good against Mutalisk, especially with that Charm boost. That Sun Colony took quite a few damage, but is going to be able to deter those Vultures. NaDa still on one base play, probably going to be able to pick off the Sunken Colony. Is able to pick it off. He's going to have to run though, because the Mutalisks are now in the area. Sees the Mutalisk, and he's going to hightail it out of there. There are some Mines down on the field, so he did get Vulture Speed as well as Mines. Machine Chop's still spinning, probably for Charm Boosters, now that he has confirmed that Mutalisks are on the field. NaDa still harassing with these Vultures and being quite effective at it, despite the number of Mutalisks that are in the area. The Mutalisks are going into his base, though. I can see that much on the mini-map. Here come the Mutalisks in his base. The Observer, I don't think the Observer sees it, but it looks like the Mutalisks are in his base, attacking the Goliaths. The Goliaths might be able to defend against it. They don't have Charm Boosters, and there's so many people! I love that. I love watching all these people watching the MS. This actually might be the finals. I didn't really look up what set it was or anything, but I think that this is actually the finals of this MSL. I didn't want to look up specific like MSLs that they've won, because it's really hard to look up individual leagues that NaDa has won since there's so many. But the fact of the matter is I don't know the winner of this specific MSL, so this might be the final. Just looking by the number of people that were in the stands, man, there's a ton of people in the stands, and I'm going to just say, for the heck of it, that this is probably the final. Don't know what set it is. I just picked off a random video from the nevake account to cast. And here comes more Goliaths. With that Charm Booster, they're going to be able to do just so much more damage. SCV building that command center was picked off, so NaDa was now thinking of getting an expansion. Meanwhile, it looks like GoRush has expanded to that 9 o'clock position, so he's going to be at 3 bases to NaDa's single base. And NaDa's in a little bit of trouble, because as a Terran player, you can definitely be 1 base behind, but 2 bases, you're getting sticky situations there. It looks like GoRush might be expanding yet again, so he's going to expand to that 6 o'clock position. And if NaDa doesn't expand soon, he's going to be in a ton of hurt, man. GoRush looking super young there, as he still is playing, as I said before, still playing in the Pro League. I think he tried out SC2 and didn't like it or something, because he has an international SC2 profile, but not a Korea SC2 profile, so I don't know what that's about. And both players just kind of macroing up at this point in the game. I believe that NaDa has rebuilt that command center, is probably going to lift it off. Building an engineer as well, needs to get some missile turrets in and around his base, just massing up Goliaths pretty much, as you know his opponent is massing up Mutalisks. Needs to be very, very careful though, because if Hydralisks or a ton of Zerglings come in, he might be in a little bit of trouble. So that could probably not be the greatest defense against these Mutalisks. Needs to be very, very careful to be on top of his scouting if he's just going to go straight Goliaths. They're very effective against Mutalisks, but against like something like mass Hydralisks with Lurkers, not nearly as good. The armor is not spinning, as the observer is pointing out, and so no upgrades going on for the Terran player NaDa. Excuse me for that. Mutalisk just coming in here, getting absolutely destroyed. Might be able to pick off 2, only able to pick off 1, I believe, but some of those took a lot of damage, and surprisingly he didn't even get 1 shot off on those Goliaths, just kind of went in for a scout needlessly. And just more Mutalisks. It's just going to be a Mutalisk army versus a Goliath army, and I think that GoRush probably should switch tech to something like Max Hydralisk. He has a critical number of Mutalisks where he can be annoying at the sides and at the back, but he doesn't. So he's going to be, what I mean is he's going to be able to kind of switch tech and still be annoying and get away with it. Building another base, so he's going to be at 5 bases, just mass base Zerg. But is it going to be enough, and is he expanding at the wrong time? It might look like that because just a huge amount of Goliaths are coming in from NaDa at the front. Going to be able to pick off these 2 Zerglings. They did get a scout on NaDa's force moving out. Extractor being built at that weird location. It's probably going to be a block up, but that is super weird, man. Maybe you build that extractor to let units in. I know on some of the older maps the assimilator allowed you to get units through, but when you destroyed the assimilator it made it so you could not get through that area. But here comes a huge attack from NaDa. Mutalisks attacking the Goliaths. It's not going to be enough. I think that the Goliaths are just so good against Mutalisks, but there might just be way too many Mutalisks. It looked like the Mutalisks might come out ahead in this battle. There still are a lot of Mutalisks, still some Goliaths in the area, and it looks like GoRush might win this battle just with masked Mutalisks still attacking all the forces, not having the sunken colonies behind, but it doesn't matter. He is going to be able to clean this up. My gosh, so many Mutalisks, man, and everyone is clapping. Look how many people there are. I wish I played in one of those booths like that. That would be absolutely awesome in a final MSL, OSL, GSL. I don't even care. It would just be awesome. And now more harassment is going to come from GoRush. GoRush doing an absolute amazing job of just keeping up this attack. And surprisingly has not teched to layer yet. He really definitely could, as he is on 5 bases to NaDa's 2. Definitely could tech up to layer and get things like Swarm and Ling and Lurkers, but I guess in this point in the game, Lurker play was not nearly as common as things like Muta, just mass Muta, because Muta are just so mobile, and a lot of the players took advantage of this. And because the game is a little bit slower now, or not now, but then, it would have been a lot easier to use these Mutalisks to your advantage, as they are the most mobile units you could probably get. And these Goliaths, man, these Goliaths really aren't working that well for NaDa. They are good against Mutalisks, but there's just so much Mutalisk in the air. He's just so ahead in terms of production that he's going to be able to output a ton. And just mining from that extractor, he's just going to be able to output a ton of Mutalisks. Here come the Mutalisks from the southern position. There are 3 missile turrets to defend. More Mutalisks coming in, and oh man, NaDa is in a ton of trouble. He might be going for a base trade, but is it going to be enough? 5 bases. NaDa only has 2. More Mutalisks popping in here. NaDa is going for the main. Is he going to be able to take out GoRush? I don't really think so. More Goliaths coming out. Goliaths moving in to GoRush's main, but honestly, I don't think he's enough. Sun Colony's morphing in on the front. I think this is going to be deterred. I think that GoRush is going to come out with this set. The Mutalisks are backing up, going to come back and attack these Goliaths, kind of pincer them in. Only a small force of Goliaths are going to be absolutely destroyed by these Mutalisks. The Mutalisks are attacking now. They are attacking. It's just swarming all those Goliaths, and I'm assuming that there's going to be a GG. Not a GG's. Oh, GoRush wins with just mass Mutalisks. How did that happen? How did the genius Terran lose? But he lost. Don't know exactly what set this is. Out of how many sets? It's probably best of 5 or best of 7. Don't exactly know, but a good game nevertheless, and just shows you kind of the deviation between 2001, 2005/2006, and 2010, 2011. That's going to be it for me, guys. Have a wonderful Super Bowl Sunday, and go Packers. Lates.